Okay, so the name of this I think is just a little confusing. It's a metal flower candle holder, but I almost think it's like this candelabra. But it's all done, whoop, my apologies. It's all done in flameless candles. Little behind the scenes, yes, our stands are on wheels. This is so fabulous because it's worry-free. You get the look then of this beautiful kind of candelabra moment. You could put this at the center of a table, but it also would look amazing on like a hutch or in an entryway. We do have a couple different choices to choose from. So the one that I have with me is silver. I describe it more as a matte gray than necessarily a metallic. But the nice thing is if you use any metal choices in the gray family, whether it's a nickel or whether it's a more high polished silver, it'll still work. You'll order gray. And then I'll show you the couple other colors we have. I believe we've got the bronze. Oh yeah, is that the gold or the bronze? Oh, I see now. That's the gold. And then we do have a bronze too. Oh, here you could take another look at the gold. And then the bronze is going to go a bit richer. If you've got oil rubbed bronze in your home, see, they're sneaky. They're all over the set. Yeah, we do have the bronze. So the bronze is a little bit richer too. All right, $39.98, which means you get the candle stand, and then you also get the 5 flameless candles as well. Carrie, this is stunning, and I think it makes me feel like you came to my house and gave me a helping hand.
It really is. It's one of those decorative centerpieces that we really wanted to curate for the collection, so you can bring it into your home, obviously giving you those 3 different colors depending on your color palette. I love that depending on how you rotate this as well, you kind of get a different look. So depending on which staggered leaf or stem is facing, there's a different look for each one. And then you're getting all 5 of these flameless tapers together with it. They'll each take 2 AAA batteries, and then that remote control as well. But talk about just having a piece where you can set it in the middle of the dining room table, or maybe next to that, you know, large flat screen TV to kind of balance out the largeness of the TV is what I always tell people to do. And then that's the remote. You get all of those options, 2, 4, 6, 8. And then you have the option to turn this from a candle, which will keep this that beautiful kind of rhythmic dance, or you can flip it into light, and that light will do like a steady night light.
Oh, okay, so look, I changed it to the candle, and so you can see it kind of like flutters. It almost has like a pulse like to it, like a flame would. If that bothers you, you can do the solid light, like what Carrie said. So you've got a couple different choices. We'll show you the lights here in just a second, but there is also a timer too. So in some ways too, Carrie, if this is out in the kitchen island or maybe on the breakfast nook table, it could also work a little bit like a nightlight. If you get up in the middle of the night, you're grabbing a glass of water, you're going to the bathroom, it helps just kind of add some additional lighting.
Absolutely. I always think too, whenever I see a piece as grand as this and as beautiful as this, think about, you know, maybe you have somebody who's coming up that has a wedding shower or is getting married, to use this on the main table or to use this on the gifting table. But a lot of different ways to use this. And there is a little bit of space in the little cups where the candles fit as well. So you do have real estate in there. If you wanted to add maybe some beads, I mean, I know maybe you want to get a little candelabra and add, you know, little crystals or beads. You can absolutely do that in there. But it would fit beautifully into any really style of decor. And then as we get into the holidays, I always think about placing this inside like a beautiful evergreen wreath would be really pretty as well.
Oh yeah, which you would never put. You would never put live candles. But you would never put a flame candle that close to a wreath, right? And you probably have some places in your home that you're saying, well, I love the idea of candles, but I don't want to have it burning that high. This is all flameless, but you get this really grand, beautiful look. And maybe you've turned away from some candles because just worry-free, you know you're going to forget to blow it out. The candlesticks like this too, by the way, they don't burn for very long, and they drip wax everywhere.
Everywhere.
Absolutely. They're a total
so you don't
mess.
have to worry.
Right, this
Total
gives
mess.
you that
You don't have to worry
look.
about that.
I would consider 2 of them. I'm going to show you all the colors, and then I'd love Carrie's tips too on which ones to get. So this one's the silver choice. I think it's just gray. I wouldn't call it silver, but you'll order silver.
It is absolutely what you said. It's a pearlized gray. So if you're somebody who likes those beautiful monotones, those grays, maybe a little bit more of a modern touch in your home, or perhaps you just love the color gray, think of this as more of a pearlized gray versus like a gray silver finish.
And then
the bronze I love.
Who should pick up on the bronze?
The bronze, so if you're an antique girly, like if you're somebody who lives in a little bit of like collecting antiques, I'm an antique girly. So everything in my home has a really rich, deep tone of brown and bronze. So that one is for you. And then the gold one I love because gold is such a modern tone now. It's such a modern finish. Look at that. Wow, you just made it light up in there. I love it. But if you have anyone in your life that's a little younger, the younger like generations, 20s, early 30s, love, love, love that finish of gold.
Could you imagine 2 or 3 of these in the same finish?
3 of those looks pretty
if you've
fantastic.
got like a long sideboard.
It's pretty magical. I think we have to
my
present them all
gosh.
together like that all the time.
That would
so
be
beautiful.
So pretty. And you know what? It creates a beautiful moment that whatever time of year, you know, for spring, it's going to feel really romantic. But as you head into fall for your Thanksgiving table, this would look stunning. And then, of course, for holiday. So I see it as one of those pieces that you're going to use constantly, whether it's the silver, which is just gray, gold, and then the bronze. You know, and when they're kind of sitting next to each other, it almost looks like one big piece. Now, each one is just a AAA battery, 2 AAA batteries in your candles.
And you'll put them right in there, and then once you get them in there, you're just going to hit that little black button, and that will turn it right on, and then use that remote. And you have so many options with this, which I love because if you have guests over, you can have that light on just for a little bit if you wanted to kind of save your batteries. And then it's a really nice size, so it's 20 by 10, so you're getting this visual, it's bringing everything up, it's bringing the eye up. And then talk about a centerpiece, whether it be on your console table or your dining room table, or even maybe on the top of your fireplace mantle as well. This would be really, really stunning.
It feels like the candelabra from Beauty and the Beast.
It does.
I think that was the unofficial theme of the show.
Here you go.
And then we just need our little cloche with the rose.
There we go.
Where's the clock? Luminaire, right? That was his name?
Yes.
Luminaire.
Yes.
Carrie Lachlan, it was so great to spend an hour with you, all with Home Reflections. Thank you for making our home such a special place.
Thank you for having me. So good to see you, Allie.
Thanks, Carrie. We'll see you soon. All right, on the other side of the break, it is getting a little warm in the studio. How about we keep it cool all next hour? Great solutions for summer. Stay close.